Welcome to today's edition of Lean Talk. Special thanks to our sponsor EMS Consulting Group and our returning guest, world-famous CEO Marty Salerno. My name is Lucy B. Lean.
Lucy, it's so great to be back on your show. I'm loving it.
Thanks. It's awesome to have you back on. As you know from last time, I will be asking a series of questions related to leadership and lean or operational excellence. Today's questions will focus on being a CEO and leading a transformation. Let's get started. Last time you were on the show, you talked about some lean fundamentals that companies need to embrace. You talked about what leader standard work should be for top management, and you talked about one key pitfall. What about the CEO? What does a CEO need to do specifically when leading a lean transformation?
Lucy, that's a great question. Any CEO who wants to lead a lean transformation should understand that it is a long-term endeavor. It isn't something that happens in just a few months. With that in mind, the CEO needs to communicate the vision for the company and be persistent no matter what setbacks occur. The worst thing you could do is experience some failure and then revert back to the old way of doing things. Instead, take a few steps, experience a setback, adjust and learn. Then take some more steps. PDCA is what it's all about.
Great. Having and communicating a long-term vision and being persistent in the pursuit of the vision. Can you tell us more about PDCA?
PDCA is so important when trying to become lean. Lean is about problem solving and experimentation toward improvement. This is what we mean by Kaizen. The CEO and the management team also use this PDCA approach to improvement. We have and communicate a vision. We build consensus throughout the organization so that everyone or most everyone buys into the vision. Then, as we work toward the vision and do Kaizen, what happens? We make some progress, but we'll also fail sometimes. One of the things that Toyota has taught us is reflection or hansei. This is the idea that we must learn from failure. The management team develops a strategic plan and some breakthrough initiatives and KPIs. As the organization works toward these goals, there will be inevitable failures. We must adjust and learn from the failures. That's what PDCA experimentation is all about. This applies at every level of the organization, whether we are talking about Kaizen in one workstation or a breakthrough initiative that touches everything.
Wow. Very cool. Let's talk more about strategic planning and strategy deployment. You kind of alluded to it. But could you tell us some more about how it works?
Of course. Whether you know it as Hoshin Kanri or Hoshin planning or strategy deployment, it's all the same thing. An organization has a set of true north principles or guiding principles. Strategy deployment is an annual process that involves having the organization develop key goals and breakthrough initiatives. Then there is a process called catchball for aligning these goals throughout the organization. Every value stream, department, you name it, should be working toward the same true north principles and the same end goals. Catchball is a back and forth process whereby each level of the organization works through the development and refinement of goals and initiatives to undertake. By the end of the process, everyone is aligned and everyone has agreed to support the initiatives. In other words, we have buy-in. Without buy-in, it wouldn't work.
That's awe-inspiring stuff. I love strategy deployment. One more question. We often hear about companies using an X matrix or a strategy A3 or some other documentation, such as bowling charts. What does Marty Salerno have to say about this?
Funny you should ask about this. People are so enamored with tools and templates and things like that. The reality is it doesn't matter whether you use an X matrix, strategy A3, or a paper napkin. Well, maybe a paper napkin might not be the best medium, but you get the idea. It is the process, not the document, that counts. The keys are to develop and gain consensus upon the true north principles and key process indicators. Then, develop the strategies and tactics or initiatives. Gain consensus at each level using catchball. Then, there needs to be ongoing PDCA to evaluate and adjust.
Marty, thanks so much. I'm afraid we're out of time. I hope we can get you back on our show because there is so much more I'd love to ask you. So, folks, that's our show for today.